All right, y'all. This is the first episode of Cheaters Exposed podcast where I will be on Reddit going over some random cheating stories. Let me know how y'all feel about it. The first one is my husband cheated. I allowed him to stay. This is harder than I thought. So my husband of 20 plus years was having an affair with a coworker half my age. God damn, you waited 20 years for this to happen to you? I found out after noticing telltale signs that he was up to something. I decided to let him stay and agreed to try and work on things. That's a strong woman right there. Now, with any of y'all be with y'all man for 20 years, he cheat and try to make it work. And if you have done that before, comment down below. But holy smokes, is it hard? We're about 4 months into trying to piece our marriage back together. And I have to say, he acts as though nothing ever happened. Ooh, I know people hate when that shit happen. When somebody cheat on you and they act like, yeah, it's all good, cuz like, oh man. Yeah, I'm the only one struggling on a daily basis trying to keep myself together. Their text, her face, the spots they were going to just keep popping into my head. And it makes me physically sick. Oh nah, she's hurt for real. She can't even listen to no type of music about no situations like this no more. All right. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get over this. You're not. I don't know how to trust him ever again. You won't. I want to, but something in the back of my mind tells me he'll do it again. Possibly. I keep asking myself if things don't change, another? Can I live another, however many months, years until he does it again? If he does it again, has anyone that stayed with their cheating spouse gone through this? How do you get through it to redo your marriage? I say redo because I don't want the same marriage back. Obviously, he was unhappy, so I want to rebuild a better, happier marriage. I chose this man to be my everything, the person I confided in and I trusted and loved with my entire soul. Through all of his downfalls, I stood by him and supported him. And he does this. How does a person move on and grow from here? Now, this story was definitely interesting. I think we've all heard this before. Let's go through a few quick comments. Someone says critical trainer. Personally, I don't think you should stay in the marriage. Specifically because while you're suffering, he acts like nothing ever happened. If you're working harder to get through this than he is, when he is the one who ruined the marriage, then clearly he doesn't value you or anything you've done for him. You don't have to forgive him or try to forget what he's done. That's not your responsibility. Yeah, I feel that. Let's get into another one. Their name is LOL and Nicole Blogs. All of this, what kind of name is that? All of this, and I add, he should be doing everything in his power to make sure you know he doesn't intend to do it again and that he loves you. And if he isn't, that's a clear indication that he's not really sorry about and may even do it again if he isn't still seeing her secretly. And even though she didn't say their ages, if he cheated with someone half her age and the AP is or was 20, that's also concerning because it may not just be he was unhappy, he may be into younger girls. And that in itself is a problem. I personally know I do not have the patience or trust to take back a cheater, but if you do, I would assume the cheater would be doing everything in their power to make sure the cheated on knows it's something that the cheated on. And this is not funny at all. I've been through this, by the way, so don't think I'm just sitting here laughing because I don't know what this is like. Yeah, I mean, he definitely got to show that he's different. And people, yeah, I don't get that. If you're going to cheat and get caught, like, and you decide to want to be taken back, you know that all that phone shit is gonna be more where you at, times, locations. I hate when people cheat and then act surprised that like why a person is gonna be, yo, I need your locations and double down and need all that type of stuff is kind of common sense. You can't be wrong and strong, and if the person is, then I agree with them comments so far. The woman who wrote the story, her Reddit name is Beginning Witty 4445. But she commented and said, I'm 45, he's 48, and she was 24. Oh, ole. Ole. Someone said, yeah, sorry. The huge age discrepancy would be a major factor in me not being able to move past this. That's pretty gross. A 48-year-old man pursued me long ago when I was 26, and it felt almost predatory. I'm sorry. As soon as I read the first three words, I knew it was a woman that was responding to this. Hold on, guys. Yeah. Someone said he's having a midlife crisis. You don't need to stick around. Got his merry-go-round. You can go out and look for a new love and a new life. I was back out dating recently after a divorce, and I'm in love again. And now with the most wonderful guy, also divorced, and we've been saying how dating at 50 has been awesome. Y'all delusional. Let's go to another story though, yo. This one says, it just says 33 years. Married at 18 years old and had three sons by the time I was 23. When I met my wife, she was a 5 foot tall, 106 pounds. Oh my gosh, she was skinny. And obviously a stunning figure. Wow, was I lucky. I was very skinny, young, late teenager, and I fell in love with someone who I thought was out of my league, right? Yeah, that's the problem right there. You thought she was out of your league. I already know where this is going to go. But let's keep reading. As the years progressed and as I became valuable in terms of how other women might see me, physically fit, very good paying job, self-confident, my wife physically gained weight and wasn't as attractive in a traditional sense. She developed some insecurities 10 years into our relationship because I think she just felt like maybe I would stray. Maybe I would not see her as attractive as I once did. Maybe I would not think she was just as beautiful she was when I met her. Her additional 45 pounds didn't help her self-confidence, and certainly getting older sometimes viewed as a bad thing by women. I mean, it could be. 33 years later, she is still the most attractive woman I know. I make sure I tell her she's beautiful at least once a week in different ways. We hang out. Damn, maybe I got to try that. We hang out and enjoy each other. Our children are now grown and have families of their own. And we find ourselves in our very early 50s with good incomes and retirement within 5 years on the horizon. I often read these posts, and oftentimes I see myself in these marriages as a progress from 1 year to year, 10, 20, and more. I guess my point is love is universal. And when you love someone and care for someone, all of the outside stuff is just noise. Two committed people in a relationship must be able to block those outside influences, because I will say that you will eventually get to a point where all the fighting and various things can ruin your marriage. Where it can ruin your marriage just seems so pointless. Men, please accept your wives for who they are and let them win the argument, even when you're right. Huh? Why would I do that? Lose one or two. It's okay. When you lose an argument, you win in so many more ways. Nah, I don't know about that. What I thought was important 15 to 20 years ago that I must really show her she is wrong with. Insert topic here. Looking back, it was a waste of energy. I'm not talking about serious things, but if you are a husband or a wife and you are reading this, I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. We we will oftentimes argue about the dumbest shit, literally. Most of our arguments aren't because it's about something crucial to our marriage that is worth the fight. Oftentimes it's over a color of a spare bedroom, third row in an SUV, whether or not my shirt looks too small, whether or not she should have two starches with dinner. Within those little arguments, there is life, there is happiness. We laugh at things that we used to fight about. We hold hands, we hug more, we caress more, and we certainly laugh a lot more. We are kids again. We don't hopscotch, but the feeling is in our hearts. I only wish that my life on this earth was much longer because it would give me a chance to love her longer. Yo, my son is too romantic. This is all. Those of you whom are married, hug your spouse a little longer today, right? Hug her a little longer today. Hug her the way you did when you first met. Treat him like your boyfriend or girlfriend for just one evening and let him have his argument. You're right, honey. I never thought of it that way. I was wrong today. You made a valid point and learned something. Maybe I'm too young to understand what the old man is saying, but this was definitely a heartfelt Reddit cheating story. I didn't expect it to go here, especially so soon into the commentary. But this is why the Cheaters Exposed podcast is dope because you get surprises. I bet y'all didn't expect a story like that. It's supposed to be about cheating, right? Let's go through a few comments. E think keyboards. E think keyboards says with so many posts on Reddit about troubled relationships, this is a wonderful post to read. Thank you. Right? Reddit's usual a drama buffet. Then OP drops this wholesome masterpiece like Mr. Rogers' marriage. Didn't think I needed it. Turns out I did. Totally with you. In a sea of drama, this one just hits different. It's a reminder that lasting love isn't loud. It's steady, patient, and deeply intentional. That's what Peace Glow just said, right? Fire Kitty says, Fire Kitty, hey yo. Thusly charmingly said it best. This post is like finding a lighthouse in a sea of relationship chaos posts. OP really dropped wisdom that hits different when it's not wrapped up in bitterness or drama and straight living. I mean, this post did really well too. It got 129 comments and 100 point one over. It has over 1,000 likes. Okay, so we'll go to the next story. Someone says, "This doesn't really seem on topic. What I learned when my 10-year marriage ended, but the mirror stayed. Nah, that's not really. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to this. So my husband of 7 years just confessed something to me. So he just got a job in another state. I had to wait to follow. I'm halfway through a pregnancy and a full-time employed, so I had to make all the arrangements to move my medical care. And we were trying to squeeze a few more paychecks out of my job before I left. I drove over 1,400 miles, pulling our entire house in a trailer with a Rottweiler. Oh, they put their house on a thing and drove it? 2 cats and a 5-year-old stuck in the truck. Took me 2 days to get there. Now that I'm finally here, my husband is not attracted to my pregnant body. He says it's because he has experience having a baby girl. Now, with our 5-year-old girl, and keeps thinking about there being a baby girl in me. I mean, that's reasonable as a lot of women may not understand. Like, there are things that happen to a guy when women get pregnant, just like things happen to women when they get pregnant. And for some reason, America does not educate women on that. And they don't really educate guys on the opposite end, but you still around enough women to hear enough things. Women don't hear any things about what could chemically happen and psychologically happen to a man when a woman is pregnant. But let's keep going. Right now, it says right now it doesn't want me physically. But this is only the start of it. He tells me while drunk after I've been there only a few days that he is singularly motivated to become rich so he can sleep with young, hot women. Yo, son is wildin'. What? What Usher son did that mean? What he did in that mean? Did he just say that? Did he just say he's trying to get rich to sleep with young, hot women? I mean, gotta respect the honesty. And that's just the way it is. And that's what every man wants. That if I left him, I couldn't possibly find someone better than him. And any other man I was worth would just cheat on me anyway. Remember Future recently said to Trippie Redd when his girl said, oh, Future, Trippie Redd and them exposing that you got girls and all that. He said, you went with Trippie Redd as if he wouldn't do the same that I did, which was true. Let's keep it going. He said if he somehow knew he could never achieve this, he would lose all interest in money. My husband is very hardworking and can make 6 figures, and so have when I was working, as we are in the same industry. It has been tremendously beneficial to work in the same high paying jobs and work together. He has never expressed getting tired of working around me. But before we were separated, he never said anything like this. I always regarded him as a tremendously faithful man. I knew he was attracted to other women, but he never expressed a direct need to step out on me. I have never had an indication that he has, but everything seems different now. He is being nicer than usual to me. He is usually a naturally rougher and courageous demeanor. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure he cheated on me already and wants to keep doing it. He is very much a my way or the highway type of person. I'm considering divorcing now because I don't want to devote my life and energy and money to helping someone step out on me. It really seems like he has no interest in me or his daughter. Other than that, having a person who does almost everything for him and makes another six figure he has access to. My husband wants more money so he can cheat with younger women. I mean, you could always keep that in mind and don't forget it. But I just think you're emotional because you're pregnant right now, and son was drunk and just in his bag. Like, that's the best way I can explain it. Buddy was drunk and in his bag, and you're overly emotional, so that's hitting. I mean, you always remember that. I mean, it's 50-50. I don't think that's because you have no proof that he did anything. But also, if you want to say, hey, I'm leaving because he said that, I mean, he did give you that reason. He did open that door in your mind for you to even think that. So I can't even, say much on that. Someone said, pack up that truck and trailer and move back. I would be so out after that confession. That's what Abby Rain 87 said. Uh, Lom Lemonaded 6115 said, and I'd be making sure I got everything financially I could from that sperm donor. And I would have it in writing legally and make sure he sticks it. See, you wrong for calling him a sperm donor because she just said that. He just said that. This girl has been with this man for years and said he takes care of their child. Da, 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 da. She said, I feel he doesn't like me. The man said, you have a female baby inside of you. I don't want my penis poking it. I'm just gonna be raw and uncut. That's a valid reason. That you're the way you wrote that as if you were taking it personal, like he dubbed her or something, put her through mad ish. She literally said they ain't never been through nothing. She even said he ain't never abused her or nothing like that. I don't even know why you would call that man a sperm donor. He took care of his first kid for 5 years. You're bugging. You're projecting your own life on him. That was crazy. Someone said exactly. That man would have been watching me disappear in the rear view. That confession wasn't honesty. It was a warning shot. Lush Petal Twinkle. Possibly. Shattered Glamorous. Can't find someone better. That's abuser talk 101. You could trip and fall in a better man this town. Take your kid. No, 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 no. She said she makes $100,000 as well. And he does a year. Women tend to usually date up, not down. They either want to date on their level. He's making 100,000, I'm making 100,000, or up. She has two kids and makes $100,000 a year. For her to financially find a guy better than that who's gonna want her with two kids already, it's gonna be rough. It ain't impossible, but she would have to date down if she wants to prove your point. That's a fact, my guy. Someone named Asher Lexi or Ash Lexi, alone is better than whatever this is. I'm dead. You're absolutely right. Being alone brings peace. This sounds like emotional chaos dressed as relationship. I mean, hey, so that was a glow sung. Almost almost starver what? Starverist. I don't know what the hell this is. You could find someone better is an abuse tactic. That is not an abuse tactic, bro. You might as well because when a girl says you're mean, that's an abuse tactic too. It's not an abuse tactic to say that you can't find someone better. That's an opinion. That is an opinion, right? And we're humans. Sometimes we say things with no merit. I just say Steve Wokel's got HIV. I don't know that. I just said that with no merit. I just said that with no merit. So no. It's not abusive. People just say things with no merit sometimes. She lets you know in the story how good of a man he was. He just switched up out of nowhere. So this is all new. Now, if this goes on for the next couple years, then you could kind of put them allegations on, bro. But contact your old employer and ask if you can get your old job back. Move back and start the divorce process uptime. I wouldn't tell you divorce your man, but you can definitely separate, but I wouldn't tell you divorce your man. Maybe, move back for a couple months and see if he switches attitude. Someone said, for your own sanity, get a divorce. Don't allow him to dump the children on you. Though, make him accountable for them too. I agree that it sounds like he's already cheated and his drunk ramblings were just his way of telling you. You deserve so much better than this, man. Once you have the baby, get yourself back to work as soon as possible. People act like they don't say, these be the type of people who be saying the craziest stuff in their relationships, but then come on Reddit and act like they wouldn't go for that. Yes, you would go for that. If you was with a man you actually like, you're going for that. Sorry. And now, if you date somebody that you don't like, then I believe what you're saying. But that means you only date people you don't like. But if you date someone you really was rocking with, in my honest opinion, you would definitely go for that. Or you may not go for that, but it would be something that you would go for that other people would be like, I ain't going for that. Coyote Littis says, this is the hardest issue. Leaving vulnerable children in the care of someone like this while he pursues his playboy, artificial, sexually charged lifestyle is hard for some of us to tolerate for our children. I prefer getting more custody and negotiating the child support down. Children are wonderful, and I have always loved and cared about mine. Their father, not so much. Yeah, people like this throwing you on child support OD. I feel bad for Habidi. I don't even know who he is. Why would you advise her to put him on child support? She never had a problem with him financially taking care of his kids. Child support is for people who don't spend money on their kids. Why couldn't he have said this before you moved? What an It sounds like he might have stepped out before you got to town. Have you checked his phone or devices? I'm so sorry. Don't check that man's phone. Do not check that man's phone. That is terrible advice. They trying to get you knocked out. Do not touch that man's phone. I would never tell no girl, cause you trying to get you knocked out. They're trying to get you on a milk carton. Don't do it. But listen, guys. All right. So once again, this is the YouTube channel. This is the Cheaters Exposed podcast. And this is something new I'm doing with this channel. So you're going to get Reddit stories. That's the main theme of this channel if you're into that, right? You're going to also get the podcast episodes. This is episode 1. This is like a pilot to see how y'all feel about this. And if y'all like me reading it like this and going through the Reddit comments and all that with y'all, right? I really hope y'all do like this, and I hope y'all like my Reddit stories. Also, I react to dating and relationship stories. Sometimes cheating is involved. There's a lot of relationship drama involved into these stories and relationship dynamics in China. This is a unique channel. Yes, I'm in the Reddit niche, but I'm in the cheating, infidelity, relationship, podcast niche. It's all like in the same thing because all my stories has to do with relationships. So you may hear about a viral video there was recently a viral video of a woman who was getting married and her husband, fiance, stood her up at the wedding. You will see me react to things like that once you guys come in and we start a family and start a relationship between us where this could be our thing and we could sit by the fire camp and listen to these stories. Once I have y'all here, I will slowly introduce things like that, but Reddit stories will always be like the main thing. And the Chinese relationship drama stories will always be the main thing. But I want to be different from the other Reddit channels. They're dope and they're amazing and I love them. But over here, we want to be a little different. I want y'all to see me tell these stories. You might think I'm handsome. You might think I'm ugly. But hopefully you like the stories where you're not like, he has a face I want to punch. Just tune in and tap in. what you're getting is me. You're seeing me for me and my personality when you're watching me read the Reddit stories. With the podcast, you'll see me react to the stories I'm reading. That's the difference. How I react to say, "Oh my God, they bugging. That's crazy. What they did? What?" I'm not gonna say that in the Reddit story. That's for you to relax, listen through straight through, and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't gotta hear my um my commentary on that, right? So I'm hoping that you guys really enjoy this. And I'm hoping that y'all rocking with this because this will be something dope and something familiar and new. Nobody else is really doing it and gonna be as intimate as me and you. I'm starting from the ground up. Look at my background. I'm starting with y'all. Y'all gonna be able to say like, oh, that's the bro. That's okay. We know who that is. That's cheating stories and beyond in them. Okay, we remember when they just started this. Nobody else was doing podcasts like them and going on Reddit and breaking it down like this. So I want this to be because this is different. It's not just, hey, I'm gonna go on your Reddit channel and there's a video game in the back and they're just telling the channel with AI. You hearing me? AI is cool sometimes, but that's not real. You could really hear a real person read to you. And y'all know my reading voice is more like, and three sons walked by. By the time I was 23, when I met my wife, she was 5 foot tall, 106 pounds. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm just talking in Ebonics. I can switch it up on y'all. So, you know, I'm just hoping y'all tune in, man. This is new. Um, this is a new endeavor I'm doing, and I know it's gonna be successful, and I know y'all gonna love it. I just need y'all to give it a chance. Y'all give it a chance, y'all gonna love it. And if y'all want to have conversations or ask me to give my opinion in my videos or anything, let me know in the comments. I want to get to know y'all. Okay, my real name is Kadeem, by the way. So I'm just gonna introduce myself like that. My favorite color green. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Okay, I recently moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's a little bit about me, and you can get to know more about me if you tune in and check out my content and let me know if you like it or not. But that's all I got to say for today. This is episode 1 of the podcast. And most importantly, do you know where your kids are?